Purdy is now tied or in first place. Sports books all have different odds. On my bookie, who sponsors the show, mybookie.ag, use promo code 49ers49ERS for deposit bonus. He's tied with Dak Prescott for the lead. So they're at plus 110 odds. Hurts is at plus 320. So right behind them, then Mahomes 690, Tua 690, Lamar 750. Now, here's the thing. If the argument that's being made is like, oh, well, he's surrounded with all these great players, right? Let's go look. Shout out to my man Kyle Posey of Niners Nation, who's just a freaking all-star of all all-stars at KP_show on Twitter. Dude, he's a freaking legend. Anyway, he put out on Twitter, this is him saying this, not me. Quote, if your argument is that Purdy pads his stats with yards after the catch, meaning, this is me talking now, he checks down, gets it to his all-stars, and they go all crazy, right? KP says you're ignoring history. So far this year, 48.5%, less than half of Purdy's passing yards this season have come after the catch. Less than half. Seems like a big number. But, KP's the man. The average yards after the catch for the past 10 MVP quarterbacks, 48%. Patrick Mahomes last year, 54% of his pass yards came on yak. Where was that conversation last year? Now, I understand that the Chiefs did not have the, tools that Purdy has now. I get that last year. Last year, cool. They had some tools, and they got Andy Reid, and they got a good old line, and all that stuff. Don't care. If your conversation is, oh, but he's surrounded by all this other whatever, and blah, 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 blah. Well, let's look at who's competing with. He's tied right now with Dak, right? And they have very similar numbers. But it's not like Dak doesn't have tools. He's got a much better offensive line than the 49ers do. He's got He's got three great wide receivers. CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, Michael Gallup. Like, it's not like he's, dealing with chopped liver over there. He's got a way better old line. Look at Hurts. The best offensive line probably in the past 10 years. Doesn't matter. And then you can get to the second tier guys, and somebody's like, and I know somebody's like, why is it CMC being mentioned? MVP is a quarterback race. I hate that it is. I don't like that it is, but just what it is. So unless somebody goes off for, 3,000 total yards or whatever, I know people are talking Tyreek and CMC. They should be involved in there. It's not. It's going to a quarterback. So you can remove all those other whatevers. It doesn't matter. This is a quarterback award. Now, here's what's crazy. If we look at Purdy, Dak, and Hurts, the top 3 MVP candidates, how did they perform against each other? Because we have that. They've all played. They've round-robined it. And this week, Philly has to go play at Dallas all beat up after we freaking bruised them up this week. And they're underdogs again. But if you just look at the way these 3 teams played each other, I think that should tell the story. Brock Purdy playing against the Cowboys and Eagles, if you combine his stats, 566 yards passing in those combined games, 8 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions. His passer rating versus the Eagles, 148.8. Meanwhile, Jalen Hurts has never had a passer rating that high in his entire damn career. Never done it. If you look at Brock Purdy's passer rating against the Cowboys, 144.4. Better than anything Dak has done this entire year. Meanwhile, you look at what Hurts did versus the 49ers, not great. Not great at all. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say, it's been bad. Oh, no, I had the page pulled up. Here we go. I got it right here. So if we look at what Jalen Hurts did against the 49ers, right? He throws for 298 yards. That's good. 1 touchdown, no interceptions. That's it. His rating was at 85.2. Like half of what he did versus the 49ers. Now, the best game that Jalen Hurts has had all year was against the Cowboys. So you got to give him that. He threw for 207 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had a 130 rating. Not touching what Brock Purdy has done in those same matchups. Now, okay, cool. let's look at Dak Prescott, right? What did Dak do whenever he played against the 49ers? 153 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 picks. He had a 51.6 rating. Not good. What did Dak do whenever he played against Philly already? 374 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a 115 rating. Got sacked 5 times. That's a good game. So good, not on Brock's level. Not on Brock's level. It's not even close. What Brock is doing is different than anybody else in the NFL. And you can attribute that to all the other players. Don't care. This is just a different freaking team. It's different. And, here, let's listen to Shanahan talk about how they played.
I thought the first play just, it's hard when someone gets tipped. I'll see the play, and the penalty wasn't him, the loss of run wasn't, but we had some tough third downs there. I know he had a chance on Christian, but I think he had to get rid of it a little bit too early, so that ball sailed on that 3rd and 9, I think it was, or 3rd and 11. But when our whole offense, everybody settled down, which included Brock too, myself, and I thought he played a hell of a game.
And so, Brock goes off. Look at the damn numbers. 19 of 27, 314 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. 2 sacks for 4 yards. Both of them, he was scrambling forward, got tripped up, what it was. Just, good Lord. I don't know what else to say. Just besides, these 3 teams and players have played against each other now. And the best performance and the second best performance out of all, 6, I guess there's 6 performances, right? Because each one of them played twice. There's 3 of them. The first and second performance is Brock Purdy. That's it. It blew both their teams out. What was the combined score? We scored 84 points against these 2 teams combined. Come on, man. Yeah, it's not even close. And Brock was the best one every single time. I'm pumped up, man.
The 49ers Rush Podcast.